Greetings, everybody. Welcome back. This is the Futures Desk Challenge, 100K Challenge, and we're a little bit drawdown right now. What's interesting is we have 8 winning trades, win rate of 61%, total winning amount 546, average win 68, largest win 215. We go look at the other side though, total loss 774, biggest loss average loss 154, biggest loss 289. So we're a little down, and I would say that I'm not ecstatic with the way I've been trading, but I wouldn't say that I'm upset with the way that I've been trading, with the exception of the one big loss that I had because I just didn't really have a plan. So I'm going to kind of go over those now in this video so we can catch up quickly. I really like the futures desk because you can track your trades and the journaling is right in it. And I normally don't like to journal, but I'm going to be honest with you. I really like journaling on the app. I would say the other problem is that I entered trades, a couple of the trades today on the mobile app. The mobile app's not very good, in my opinion, through the Chrome browser on the phone, iPhone specifically. It's hard to change time frames, and I was stuck on a 2000 tick chart. And for some reason, I just felt I needed to trade. So I'm going to make another rule that I cannot open positions on my mobile app. I may go on them once I'm in position and close them out if necessary, if I need to monitor them, but I'm not going to enter any more positions while I'm on the mobile, just because I believe that's a huge leak of mine. So that's something that I need to fix. So we'll go through these trades real quick. Trade history. I have a few different setups. You'll notice that these pivot calculator setups, they're actually all green. Crazy. So that's going to be my A+ setup right now. And you notice this one was just a poor trade, which we'll go over. This is the one I really want to talk about. I think I've already covered all these ones from 8-12. So we're going to cover the ones from 13 on and just show you. And we'll just talk about it. I'm not going to go to the charts. I'm just going to go through these because I put some notes on all of them. So this one right here, maybe I will show the charts. This was a $226 loser. And I said I longed the top. I entered in the first 30 minutes of the market. That's a rule break. So it was a rule break trade. The only time I think right now that I'm going to enter within the first 30 minutes is my opening range break trade that I back tested. So that's the one exception right now. I don't have any other exceptions to that. Trade went against me right away. No real setup. I think it was more emotional. I did look at some stats on Edgeful that I think helped decide, but I didn't put any notes. So at the end of the day, this wasn't a good trade. I didn't have enough confirmation. It was in the first 30 minutes. We just came off a big bullish move in overnight, and man, this just wasn't a good trade. And then to make it even worse, let's go ahead and let's see if I can bring it up on the chart. Take a look at this. To make it even worse, let me see if I can find it. We're on 30-minute chart. Let me go down to like a 5-minute. So that's the 13, 12. This is the one right here. Okay, this one. Okay. So I longed the top. All right, we had some momentum. I picked the exact top pretty much. And yeah, we just went straight down. So again, my timing was really good. And I'm noticing this on a lot of trades, which I never really thought about. I'm just picking the wrong direction, just straight up. And I shouldn't have been in this trade. Then I just kept moving the stop down and I kept moving the stop down. And eventually, we held it all the way to the end of the day. We just kept moving it down. We should have exited pretty much probably at the bottom of this wick here and this Ichimoku cloud. We should have exited way up here. We would have saved a lot of money and a lot of just I didn't get very emotional about it. I didn't beat myself up, so I'm happy about that. But I just horrible. I guess I moved my stop. I just moved my stop and I just held it for the whole day. My thought was I'm just gonna hold this all day and hope it comes back. I didn't really move it. I just like held it all day. Almost didn't have a stop, to be honest. So So that was a bad trade. And so we have so that's one. The next one that I want to cover is this $36 pivot trade. This was at 8:14 at 5:16 p.m. So this was an evening trade. I'm not sure why it really doesn't match up down here with the time. I'm not sure what that's all about. So we entered at 23,943 for three contracts at 5:16, and we were out at 5:34. So 5:16 p.m. on the 14th. So let's see if we can find that on the charts. Um, I guess 5:16 my time would be 7:16. Um, so right here, right around here. It says 7:35. We actually entered it around 7, right around there. So we get into this trade. Again, we see momentum going up. We enter and we're right at the top, right? Obviously, I have a long stop here. I actually planned this out. I did it on another video, but I had to work so much yesterday. I just decided just to re-record this. And I was going to hold this overnight because we were in a range. And because we were in the range, I assume that eventually it's probably going to rotate back to the top. I put myself at way too much risk. And you'll notice what's really interesting here is we almost hit our target on this pivot trade, right? And I should have just hit the exit, right? Because we were so close. But it reversed immediately. And again, my timing was great, but just in the wrong direction, right? And we just moved down, and then we rotate up, and I actually exit in profit, and then we get the news candle, right? I exited right before the PPI this morning. We get the news candle, and it just broke down. So in profit on that trade. Next trade, so that's my pivot calculator trade, one. Then we get into another one a little bit later, about an hour later, um, for three contracts. Same idea. We're in and out really quickly. Um, this was like a 6:09, so that's 8:09 p.m. to 8:18 p.m. Let's see if we can find that on the chart. Oh, that's the morning here. Oh, that's today. That's 8 a.m. What's the deal here? Oh, that's 8 a.m. today. Anyways, I'm not gonna worry about that one. So what's this next one? At 11 a.m. So these are today's trades. Actually, here's another one at 9:45 a.m. today. So we enter. We'll just do it from here, right on the chart, since I don't want to flip back and forth. So let's look at a couple things. I enter these trades on a 2,000 tick chart too. So we should be looking at the 2,000 tick chart, but what you can see here on the 5-minute chart is that I once again entered, and then we get stopped out for a loss. And then price moves into our direction. And then again, later on the day, I enter and get stopped out for a loss. And then later in the day, I enter short and get stopped out for a loss. I actually closed this one out early. Then at the end of the day, I entered and got a long, and I got stopped out. So just to keep it real, I'm going to show you the notes for these trades, and then we'll call that the video. But at the end of the day, pretty bad day of trading. I felt like I entered the wrong direction every time. So maybe it was just one of those days. A lot of the trades I felt like I got in at a good spot, but you know what? Obviously, the only trade setup that's working for me right now is that pivot calculator trade. And I'm lucky that I won that overnight one because I got out right before the news candle. But I hit my target and I exited, and thank God it hit it because that news candle pretty much took us in the opposite direction. So last but not least, we'll go through these trades. Entered pivot chart on a 40R chart, took the trade, exited near the top of the zone. So pretty much as planned. The next one, I don't have any notes here, but it was again a same exact trade, a pivot calculator trade. And then we entered another long. This was at 7:50 my time, so 9:50 a.m. Opening range breakout signal. Okay, we didn't take the top of the target because things were a little volatile. So what I did was I essentially entered at the opening range break in the first 30 minutes, which I'm allowed to do, and I exited near the prior highs. So essentially, I saw these highs up here, and I exited basically where I thought we might hit some resistance, and then price just turned around and went the other way. So for a while, and then it, yeah. So that was that trade. So we took 128 on that. So that opening range breakout is a really good setup too. And then we took a VWAP bounce trade, entered near the VWAP in the point of control, expected a bounce hold, and didn't have good confirmation. And we did it. We entered remotely. Let's put that note in here, or on the phone, right? I guess that's remote from my trading station. So that was a loss. And then we took another one. This was an errored entry on MES. We did that remotely. We meant to enter on MNQ. Probably good that we didn't because we got that direction wrong too. So we exited that immediately. Then we took a short, and sellers were in control. The D minus on the DMI indicator was sellers were in control. ADX was 20. There was momentum, and we were below all the VWAPs that I had anchored. Good timing, again, horrible direction. And our last trade, after switching bias, I felt like there was wind of the upside to close the day. I was obviously wrong, but I was happy when I executed and managed without fear. And instead, the data I saw, we were making higher highs and higher lows. Momentum on the ADX was sloping up. Price was above all my anchored VWAPs. Buyers were in control, and then sellers stepped in right at the end of the day, and it just dropped. I sized up because I was trying to catch up on my losses. That could have been a mistake, but we were confident. We accepted the risk, but we were probably sized too big. But this is a 100K account. We took a $300 loss, not the biggest in the world. However, um, I'm not sad with this trade. I don't kind of feel maybe I forced trade at the end of the day. It says 2 contracts, but we sized up to 5. So and that was our trades. So I'm gonna go ahead and upload this, and hopefully tomorrow, Friday, we can make some better decisions.